Okay, hello everyone. This is a touch-up on a damaged area on my wolf painting. The background is out of focus, obviously, but my finger had black on it, and just like you could see a little bit of the paint here, and I just went and, put my finger into the area while it was wet, and obviously the black on my finger went onto the painting. The nice thing about it is the repair is easy with opaque paint, which I have mixed up already. This is just going to be a short video clip, whatever you want to call it, just to focus in on the repair. Now the fur comes out onto here, so obviously this area was damaged too. So I'm not going to bring the beigey color into the fur, but I am going to hit this part because I can always put the fur back over there. This I can clean up with a Q-tip and Windex. Right, this is clay board, and I've got a long way to go on the wolf and the fur, but that's not what this video is about right now. It's about just repairing a touch-up that would be very hard to do with transparency only. It's much more simpler having the opaque color. Test it on the side here, and I'll even put a piece of paper in here, just like that. Okay. The MAC valve here, Micron Airbrush. All right, so all I'm going to do is just kind of test it over here again. Bring this yellowish brown over the area that's damaged. You can start to see it's fading out. And this color, if it's too light, these other colors here were lightly sprayed over the original color. So it's okay to go lighter. It's just a background, so I am going to be careful as I go up here because the green and stuff is done. It looks decent. And right here, so it's just second coating it, third coating it, and what have you. Go back here, right around there. I guess that's good. Just keep your eye on this area right here. It's already starting to go away. The overspray right in here is going away. Okay. And I'm just going to paint this whole area like I did in the beginning. So like I said, right here, I'm going to go over that a little bit because the fur can come back over it, but I don't want to go too far in. So I'm just going to keep working it. And this isn't the original matched color. This was made just now. So I guess I'll just leave that there. Yeah, this is just a color made probably 2 weeks after the fact of when I started this. Air dry it, a little more air pressure, the MAC valve, some overspray. Here's some damage here I didn't even notice. Made more of a mess than I thought. Okay. Air dry. Kind of just whispered in there. So I'm hitting it with paint, and I'm hitting it with air. Because I don't want to take out too much of the fur that's on the edge. It's just a area that's going to have pieces of fur shooting out into this darker area, lighter area. Go that way and kind of cut in here a little bit. Because the darker color can go right over the lighter color, so it's no problem. So it's really repaired it as you can see, it's all cleaned up there. And maybe I'll just go in here a little more. There's a little damage there. A couple of spots I didn't even notice before that were just appearing now. Or I should say I'm noticing them now. Like I said, this is clayboard. And this is just a little, you know, demonstration of repairing an opaque color, I should say. This is all opaque mixtures. There is a little back and forth with transparents to lay in colors on top of opaques, but basically it's gone now. As far as this area, let's try the aggressive eraser. Right in here. It will get kind of grainy looking, so I'm not too sure I want that look. So what I think I'm going to do is this color here will be sprayed back in. It actually looks like the background color. So I'm going to just spray it in there. That's the higher pressure from before. Just spray it in. And it will go here. It will go in different places, and I'll second coat it. I'm just going to lighten some of these areas. Got to be careful because it is the color shift will happen there, the blue. So I have to be careful right there. But this area is kind of erased out, so we'll just kind of do that to it. Get rid of the grainy looking erasing. And just mist that up there. And look at it and see what we got. I think we're looking pretty good. I could probably put a little more, got to get a little more paint into the airbrush. I've got the solo cup with the mixture in there. Very little bit that I mixed, so I don't waste it. It's just for this repair. Okay. You can spray, there is a little color on there. You can get away with, there's a repair right there too. You can get away with it. There's a little mist. It won't go blue shift on you really. But just putting in the lighter color in here. And I like what I'm seeing. This of course will be darker, and that'll, even though this is soft fur that's out of focus, just when the darkness comes back in, it'll sharpen up the edge, so to speak, you know. Okay, so a little more down there and here. I'm going to do a little circular shape like the camera does. And down here, I'll just bring this in and get rid of that violet color. And actually violet, you know, I could have put violet in this mixture because of the yellow in the mixture. Because it's the opposite and it grays it down, so it's not going to really shift. Okay, so we've got the area ready to be bringing the fur back over. There's a ton I have to do on the wolf, you know, as far as the fur and tweaking it and all the things that have to go with it, but that's later. Okay. Just kind of fog that out a little bit. All right, I'm looking at it from a distance. That looks pretty good. When you look at this and you look back over here, you know, you pretty much have it back again. But this overspray went onto the wolf a little bit. But like I said, the dark color will take care of the lighter color. Very simple. This reflection too is in, it looks like it's right in the chin area of the wolf. So we'll put a little bit in there. tip dry. Okay. Just try to square that off a little more there. There'll be some scratching done in there. And right here, so let's get the shield. Protect the one area. Just a little tiny French curve shield right here. Just to protect, let's see, I want to protect the snout area right in there. And put a little solidness into this little bit of fur right here. Okay, and then actually that goes up. So let me erase a tiny little spot right here. Dirty eraser is not going to cut it. Just kind of nudge that out a little bit. Whoops, can't do that. That's how I make fur too, with the erasing techniques, such as this kind of a thing, you know, where you see that. But anyway, so I wanted to just go after that one more time, but go this way. That's better. So that, and then that will get broken into, because in all honesty, this is even thinner here. There's actually a very bright highlight along the bottom. Let me get a little more air pressure here. Solid. But I'm going to come up a little bit. Go down into a point, and then it goes back this way. Oops, push it back. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with, I got to change the blade on my X-acto number 11 blades. Let's see. Just a tiny bit of fur. I mean, a video on fur would be set, you know, not this. But let's see. I see little scratch marks right here. The blade only wants to go one way, like that. There's some crossing over. So something like that, you know, that's the back and forth thing. Up in here, I'll just show you a little tiny bit of what I'm planning on doing. I already took out some of this, and then I'm going to tint over it lighter, erasing out some of the fur, paying attention to the direction that it goes. And then with the transparents, that's when I'll tint it, you know. But you can kind of see the highlights of the fur. And these are longer ones here, so these would go a little longer. Not that long. Just kind of cut right through there. Yeah, they're the longer ones. And then you tint them down, and you match them up right about here. This one meets that one. Keep them tiny. And then I can go into with the color and separate them all. So that's a little bit of how I'm going to treat that area. And you can see it in the picture over here. But it's tinted, you know, definitely tinted down. Then there might be some fur that you can tint later, like by pulling, let's see, we'll just go this way, whoops, go a little lighter, whoops. I say whoops because that's what I want. That one I didn't want. So when you're doing the freehand hairs, you gotta be careful. Fur, I should say. There's stencils I have and different things I can use to help me, do it right without hit and miss, If I go real light pressure here, I might be able to get a few in here that are babies. Again, this all gets tinted. Something like that. Okay, so that's how I'm going to be working the fur. That's how I repaired the background. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to show a repair on a damaged surface. Again, using opaque paint. I worked with opaque to begin with. All my backgrounds, this is all, totally, let's zoom out a little bit. You can see the background. Up in here, matching colors, just all, but I got a lot of work to do, so that's where I'm at right now. And I'll try to do more segments of the wolf, little sections, because it's going to take me real long to try to get something going like that. It's intense. This is out of focus, this side, and this side's in focus, kind of sharper. And so you have to make sure the fur looks good, and then you got to pull it out into the background, pulling this out into the background where you see it. So anyway, you can see the different colors here. They're all blurry, and the sharpness comes on this side of the face. So that's where I'm at this point, and thanks for looking. My photo was a reference from Brian Venghouse. I found him on Instagram, and I hit him up and asked him if I could paint this, and I want to give him credit. It's all he asked for, and so I thanked him. And anyway, that's what I'm doing. And thanks for looking, and I'll try to, keep some videos coming. Take care, everybody. God bless.